Now, in that good news, breaking news, as the Prime Minister landed for the G20, we've just brought that to you, that he has secured a face-to-face meeting with the Chinese President Xi Jinping. Before we had that confirmation late this afternoon, all we had was a fair bit of spin and overdrive after a brief overnight exchange at an international event with the PM speaking to the outgoing Chinese Premier Li Keqiang as they made their way to the dinner, sitting down at the official dinner, built into a big diplomatic coup. It was hardly that. It was a bit of chit-chat, finding their seats. But nonetheless, now that the Xi meeting's going ahead, that is good news, because as good as it was to run into Premier Li, he'll soon be out of a job, replaced by someone much more pliable to the Red Emperor, President Xi. What matters is how China treats us and the wider world. And there's no sign of China lifting the trade bans on $20 billion worth of our former exports. And there's certainly no sign that Beijing has softened its drive to dominate our region and ultimately replace the US as a global superpower. This will be the challenge for the Prime Minister, to get movement, particularly on exports. As Churchill once said, jaw is better than war. So on that ground, any meeting between our Prime Minister and the Chinese leader is probably worth having. But let's not pretend it's going to change China's ambitions, nor change our fundamental interest in supporting liberal democracy wherever we can. The most important conversations Anthony Albanese has in this week of back-to-back summits won't be with communist functionaries from Beijing, but it'll be with the leaders of our Pacific region who are most susceptible to flattery and, let's face it, bribery from their giant northern neighbour. As well as confirming we're a trusted friend, Albanese should also remind them that if they're really worried about climate, they need to complain to the real villain here. That's not Australia. And it's their climate hypocrisy that shows up better than anything else. This whole issue for the Pacific Islands has always been about dollars, not the environment.